Hello friends, after this session you should understand the basic principle of unitary method most clearly. We take a simple example. Two men do 3 units of work working 4 hours a day in 5 days. Two men do 3 units of work working 4 hours a day in 5 days. In how many days will 6 men do 7 units of work working 8 hours a day? In how many days will 6 men do 7 units of work if they are working 8 hours a day? Remember, in unitary method, we have to keep the variable which we have to find out in the extreme right side. Here we are asked number of days. So number of days will be the last column on the right. Just tabulate. It is given that 2 men do 3 units of work working 4 hours a day in 5 days. First, we will convert everything to 1. That is why it's called unitary method. Instead of 2, if there was 1 man. Instead of 2 men, if there was 1 man. Obviously, he will take more time. So we are not changing the work. We are not changing the hours per day. That means the question is now between men and days. 2 men do the work working 4 hours a day in 5 days. So 1 man will do the work in more time. So you multiply 5 by 2. Instead of 2 men, there is 1 man now. So we will take double the time. So 5 into 2. Next, we change the work to be done. Instead of 3 units of work, the work is now 1 unit. So the work has reduced from 3 to 1. So number of days will also get reduced. 5 into 2 divide by 3 in the same proportion. Instead of 3 units of work, we are doing 1 unit of work now. So instead of 5 into 2 days, we will take 5 into 2 by 3 days. Next, we change the hours per day. Instead of 4 hours a day, the guy is now working for 1 hour. So it will take more time. If you are working less hours, then you need more days. So the answer becomes 5 into 2 into 4 divide by 3. That means 5 into 2 divide by 3 and this 4 comes on top because number of days will go up. Now once you have reached this stage, the next 3 steps are automatic. Still we'll explain it. Now instead of 1 man there are 6 men. So they will take less time. So divide the previous result by 6. Instead of 1 unit there is 7 units of work. So it will take more days. So into 7. Instead of 1 hour a day they are working for 8 hours a day. So number of days gets reduced. So divide by 8. Now just see one thing. When we have come to 1 man, 1 unit of work, 1 hour a day, this is the answer. Now, the final answer is just reciprocal. Reciprocal meaning, since 2 went in the numerator, so instead of 2 there are 6 men, goes in the denominator automatically. Is 3 units of work, 3 went in the denominator as per logic. So now 7 units of work, 7 will go in the numerator. 4 went in the numerator. Now instead of 4 there are 8 hours of work. So 8 automatically goes in the denominator. Solve this, you get the answer. Just remember, put what is asked in the rightmost column. Change all the variables to 1. If the number of days is going up, multiply it by the changed variable. If the number of days will go down, divide it. And then put the variables which have been given in the question here. 6 men, 7 units of work, 8 hours a day. Just put it on the other side. Earlier there were 2 men, 2 came in the numerator, 6 goes in the denominator. Earlier there were 3 units of work, 3 went in the denominator by logic, so 7 goes in the numerator. Earlier there was working 4 hours a day, 4 went in the numerator, Now they are working 8 hours a day, 8 goes in the denominator. If you remember this simple thing, you will never go wrong in unitary method. First, try this way. The steps may seem a little cumbersome initially. Once you have practiced 10-15 sums, straight from the first step, you'll be able to go to the last step. You don't have to do any of the intermediate steps. Give it some time and you'll be master of unitary method. Cheers.